Hi folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review King of Retail. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about 18 bucks. Now I stress early access. That means everything that you're about to see here, including this review, is subject to change. So what is King of Retail? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. You are a entrepreneur of sorts, and you're going to be running your very own retail store. Now, there are two modes in this game. There's corporation and entrepreneur. Corporation is more like a campaign mode in the sense that it's a bit more scripted. You'll be accepting contracts, and you won't be able to change the name of the store or do very much, but you will be able to control what sells there. And it's your job to try and figure out, okay, in this area, I'm opening up this store. This is the kind of demographic that is in this area, so I need to bring in products that relate to them. And then when you're happy with that, you move on to the next contract and rinse and repeat. So think of the, think of the corporate mode as sort of like a campaign in which you're progressing from store to store. Entrepreneur mode is more of the sandbox mode of the game, where you can name your store, you can put anything you want there, you can set up the game so that, okay, what kind of neighborhood do you want? Do you want a rich neighborhood, a poor neighborhood, and so on. So you'll be able to adjust various demographics that way and create a city. So yeah, this game, I gotta say, kind of took me by surprise. I intended to play it for, 1 or 2 hours, and I got hooked, and then I was like, wow, it's 3 in the morning, I better get to bed. So this game really hooked me, and I'm not even that far into the game yet. There's so much more that I haven't done. Typically what you do is, throughout your day, you have an office, and that you'll go to this office in between, at the end of your day, and then you'll be able to perform tasks there, like you'll be able to hire staff, but again, in the beginning, you won't have enough money to do that. You'll be able to restock things from there. You can also do it from your store while you're there, but while you're in your office, you can also restock. You can even set a minimum stock. So, if you like that advanced point of sale technology, you'll be able to have that here. So if you want to set, okay, I want to have 5 minimum in stock and 10 of this in stock and so on, you'll be able to just click one button and bam, it'll just automatically add things to the cart based on your current inventory. So that's really useful. There's also a button where it'll say add to cart all items that were sold today. So if you just want to quickly restock what you had without having to go through the entire list again, oh, was I selling this? Was I selling that? No, there's a button that just automatically adds everything that you've sold that day. That's really cool. I like that. Speaking of things that you can sell, there's 3 main categories. There's computers, so that's like your technical stuff. There's like peripherals, like mice and towers. There's also like tablets and phones. So there's like an electronics side to this. There's also groceries, which I've not gotten into yet. But there's like soda and other drinks. I think there's meat and just, again, groceries. And then there's clothing. So you can sell shirts and pants and shoes. And you can, again, each article of clothing, each shirt, each pants that you can select has 3 stats to them. I think it's like green, blue, and purple. And I don't remember off the top of my head what stat is which, but there's like quality, I think that's green. There's wealth, and I think that's blue. I could be wrong. So you've got 3 different categories. So again, that's what will help you determine what products to buy for what neighborhood your retail store is currently in. You'll be able to hire employees way down the line. You'll be able to adjust the color schemes on the inside and the outside of the store. Like you can name your store, at least in entrepreneur mode. You can change the color. So if you don't like the color of the sign, you can change that. You can change your little logo. You'll also be able to do a lot of customer service in this game. And that's one part of this game I would like to see changed because it's quite annoying. And again, maybe that's part of the game. I mean, I have worked in retail before, and you get a lot of customer questions. But every couple of seconds, you're always engaged in this mini game of RNG. What will happen is a customer will say, hey, can you help me out over here? And you'll walk over, you'll talk to them, and they'll go, I'm not sure about this product. And it'll be like a mouse that they're looking at for their computer. And you'll enter this RNG where there's two needs that they have. There's happiness and I think like product type or something like that. And you'll have so many action points to spend on the customer before they leave, and that's it. So you're like, okay, I'm going to increase the happiness. Click, 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 click. Okay, your action points are going down. However, you didn't actually raise their happiness yet. Once you hit OK, there's a percentage chance that their happiness will actually increase. There's actually a separate button that you can spend action points on to increase the success chance. So you're increasing happiness and the success chance, and then you're hitting OK. And then, assuming luck is on your side, the bar will go up. Same thing with product type or need. You're going to try to increase that bar, also increasing their success chance to actually increase the bar size, and then you're going to hit OK, and if you're successful, the bar will go up. If not, then you lose all the action points that you spent for that attempt. So that's the RNG part of the game that I don't like. There's a lot of it. And sometimes, even though you're successful, like at the end of the negotiation, the happiness bar, will determine, it'll slide upward going, okay, you've gotten their happiness to 78%. Now, what was their actual happiness threshold? If it was 79% or above, then you've lost the sale. If it was 55% and your happiness was at 79%, then yeah, more than likely they're going to buy it. But I've had instances where I've managed to meet the threshold or exceed it, and they still wouldn't buy anything. So I'm like, well, I just wasted my time and energy on this customer. And again, that is kind of, reflective of real life sometimes. You can make the customers happy as clams, but they still won't buy it. So that's, I can't fault the game too much for that, because that is kind of like real life. But if that is a mechanic that is not meant to be that way, then that needs to be looked at. But anyway. So yeah, and there's also, not only are you going to be doing that for products they're interested in, but you can also suggestive sell. Like they'll go, they'll talk to you and go, what do you recommend? So you can actually pick from drop downs. I recommend computers. And they're like, well, I don't want that. And that'll make it harder to sell to them. So I go, well, okay, what about shirts? Well, I really need that. So whenever you go to sell to them, their need bar will already be really high. So all you have to worry about is their happiness. And then you can concentrate on that. And hopefully you'll get a sale from that. Then there's these people that walk by the outside of your store. They're like, I've never heard of your store before. And then you enter that whole RNG happiness need thing where you're trying to get them into the store. And then once they're into the store, there's no guarantee they'll buy anything, but at least you're getting them in there. Assuming you're successful with that RNG success chance. But anyway, you can also, while you're there, create forum posts that will improve your marketing across all the different demographics. So you can create a forum post on your computer, while you're not serving customers, towards the techie demographic. And then there'll be sliders that you can adjust. You hit OK, and then you're sitting there working at your computer. And then when you're done and the forum post is created, your reputation goes up along that community, that particular demographic. So there are different ways to increase your reputation among that demographic. Eventually, your store will grow to a point where it'll be too much to handle for just yourself, and you'll have to hire employees. I am not at that point yet. The hours that I spent playing this were just trying to stay afloat as a solo retailer. The game is a lot of fun. I really like it. It's still early access. That being said, my only real complaint is the RNG stuff with the whole negotiation. But again, that is kind of reflective of real life. Sometimes things won't go your way. But it takes up a lot of my time. I generally don't have time to go outside and talk to people that are wondering what the store is all about. I have just enough time. I'm at the cash register ringing people up, and then in between, people are having questions. I can go over, talk to them, quickly RNG them, and hopefully get a sale out of them, and then head back to the register and ring more people up. And then at the end of the day, I have an hour to maybe reorder stuff before I go back to my office. From there, I can do other things, unlimited time for that. And then I start the next day. You have to pay rent. There's other things to consider, but for the most part, it's a regular cycle, and there is a bit of a learning curve, I will say. That being said, it is fairly enjoyable. I do recommend this one. It's a lot of fun, under 20 bucks on Steam's early access program. If you like any kind of tycoon game, I think you'll like this one. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.